Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. So it's my friends at yarnspirations.com. Intermediate level today of Pretty Flowers Crochet Shawl using Caron Colorama Halo. So when you look at the sample, you'll notice that it goes from a light shade to darker and darker back to light and then light back to dark. So there's using 3 yogos. So you crochet from one side of the yogo to the other. The next one of the same color, you go from this side back, and then the third one this side and over. So you'll notice that it changes as it goes through the ring. So we're going to be doing that today. Now there's a beautiful little pattern here on page number 3. We have the crochet diagram that will be easy to follow. So there's been a lot of questions on this one, on how this one's done. So I'll be demonstrating this today and we're going to get ourselves started. For the Caron Colorama Halo, you'll need a 6.5mm size K crochet hook, and I'm just using a regular yarn with just Caron 1 pound today, just to demonstrate how this is done. To begin, the first question is going to be, Mikey, I don't like the size, I want to change it. You have to keep it an even number of these scallops. So when we do these scallops all the way across, they have to be an even number of those in order to make it match. Okay, so just make sure that you see that. You can see that there's 6 here, so we have to have them all in an even number. Let's do a little mini swatch with you today, and we're going to begin. Just one more last thing. What we have here is that there's 18 of these scallops. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the pattern is showing 18 going across and then going up. So let's begin. We're going to create a slip knot and start, and we'll make our first cluster, and then we'll keep making more. There's a total of 18, as I mentioned, for the sample, the real one. So you're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. In the 4th chain from the hook, I need you to apply a 3 together treble, so a treble 3 together. So wrap the hook twice and going into the 4th chain, which is the very first one, going in, pull through 2 and 2 and hold. Don't finish that stitch. Do it again. So wrap twice, same chain, in, pull through and hold. Don't finish. And one more time. Once you can see that there's 4 loops on the hook, you're ready to pull it together. So just yarn over, pull everything together, and that is a 3 together treble. So now you're going to start again, chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4th chain from the hook, which is right here, and that's going to be your 3 together treble again. So wrap the hook twice and go in the top of that one, pull through 2 and 2 and hold, and do it again, and one more time. And once you see the 4 loops, pull through everything and then chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and see you're building the base out on its side like this. So I want you to do either 18 of these. Okay, so you got 2 done already, or you can do a larger number or smaller. Just, I would recommend a minimum of 6 if you're gonna do it though, just to be able to follow the pattern easily. And I'll be back in just a few minutes. So a few seconds, I'll be right back. So I'm just doing my last one for my swatch. It's the 6th one, and I want to show you how to finish. Okay, so you would have 18 if you're doing the real sample, or whatever number you want, as long as it's even. And so you'll pull through all 4 loops, and then you're going to hold, and therefore we're going to start again. So at the very end of this, we're going to then start and do the first pass going across. Let's begin row number 1, which is going to solidify going the first pass, and then rows number 2 through 5 is the repeat pattern for this whole thing. So we're going to begin by chaining 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in the 4th one away, I need you to apply 3 more trebles. So knotted together, but just on their own. And it'll cause a fan shape. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Once that's done, you're going to chain 1, and right where they're joining, in between here, right here, I want you to single crochet, and that will hold it into position. and then you're going to start and do a full fan. To do that, you are going to chain 1, and see right here, you're going to apply 3 trebles. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And you're not done that fan yet, so I need you to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and in the same one down here, 3 more trebles. So your fans are 3 trebles, chain 3, 3 trebles. After you get this done, you need to chain 1 though. So make sure you do chain 1. So you chain 1 before you start it, chain 1 after you finish. Then you're going to come here and you're going to single crochet and begin your fan all over again. So remember, chain 1 before you begin, come here and put in 3 trebles. And then how many chains are in between the groups? Hopefully you said 3. So after you get your 3 trebles, chain 3 and put 3 more trebles in there. And then what is the next stitch after you get your trebles in? Did you say chain 1? Hopefully so, because that's the right answer. So after this is ready, then you chain 1, and we're coming near to the end. So I want you just to single crochet the next set. I want you to keep moving across and fill in your spaces that you need to if you're doing the sample or any size. And then when you're ready, just put me on pause now and I'll show you how to finish the ending. For those that are ready for the ending, just chain up 1, and in the very end here, put in 4 treble crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then that will complete then going all the way across like this. And it will settle down and it will be really quite nice. And we're going to begin rounds number 2 through 5, which is the repeat. Rounds number 2, 3, 4, and 5 is the repeat over and over. And when you're ready for the final edge, you need to finish on one of these here. Okay, so it's going to be number 2. So you have to finish on the second row in order to do the final row at the very end. So you're going to go 2 through 5, and then when you're ready to finish off, make sure you finish off on a second row so that you can complete this as normal. Let's begin row number 2. So let's begin number 2. You're going to start up, and you are going to then just chain 1 and single crochet into the very top of the last treble that you did. You now need to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this will make it so that the fan that we're about to do will be balanced and that the center point is in between the spots. These 3 trebles here and these 3 trebles here are going to come together with the 6 together treble. So treble 6 together. So to do that, you are going to wrap the hook twice and come around the next 3 individually. So just going in to the side or to the post, front post, pull through 2 and 2 and hold, and then do the next one. Wrap twice into the next front post, pull through 2 and 2 and hold, and you keep doing that until you can see 7 loops on the hook. So as soon as those 3 are absorbed up, you're going to come to these 3 right here and start. So wrap twice, and do it again. So next one, and finally the next one. Once you can confirm that you can see 7 loops on there, you know that you have all 6 plus the starting loop that started this whole thing. Yarn over, pull through everything, and then you're going to chain 5 to move on from this point. So you've got to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You were then going to, just make sure you don't get confused here, you were then going to come to this spot right here and single crochet in. And then you start again. So chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going to treble 6 together using these 3 trebles and these 3. So yarn over twice and begin. Once those 3 are up, jump over, and you're going to do this all the way across like this. And because you're using trebles, the stitch work is going to grow pretty quickly because the stitches are really tall. Once you can confirm that you see 7 loops, you've got everything connected, yarn over, pull through everything, and then chain 5 to move on. Okay, and then single crochet here. That's that chain 3. And so what I want you to do is that I want you to continue in the same manner, going all the way across, and then just put me on pause, and then I'll show you the final ending. For those that are ready for the ending, you're going to chain 5 to begin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to do your 6 together using this 3, these 3, and these 3. Okay, and then these 3 over here. And how many loops do you need on your hook before you know that you're done? Did you say 7? So yarn over, pull through all 7, and then chain 5 to finish this row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then just in the turning chain here, at the top of the turning chain, single crochet to hold that down. And so that was row number 2 on the back of the project. And so when you turn it over, look at that. You're going to have this beautiful texture. Let's begin row number 3. In row number 3, you see how we offset it and we had a half a fan here and a half on this side. Row number 3, it's fan, 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 fan. So there's no halves. So to begin, you're going to just yarn over and chain 1 and single crochet in the first, and then begin the fan work. It's like you did before. So you'll chain 1 before you start, and then in the top of this one right here where it's the 6 together, you're going to start by putting in 3 trebles in a row. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And how many chains was it going to take to go over top of a regular fan? It was 3. So 1, 2, 3, and come back down and finish that fan with another 3 trebles in position. And then what do you got to do to end this fan? You have to chain 1, that's right. And then see this single crochet? You're going to single crochet into the single crochet there to hold it down. And it creates this kind of round circle look. So let's show you one more time. Start another fan by chaining 1 and then put 3 trebles into the middle. And then how many chains go over top of the fan to get to the other side of the fan? Chain 3. And then 3 more trebles in there. And then what do you got to do before you secure it down to here? You have to chain 1, that's right, and come down and single crochet. So I need you to do that all the way across. Just follow that stitch work, and then when you're ready for the ending, just put me on pause here and I'll start from this point. For those that are not stopping or ready to go, you're going to chain up 1 and you're going to start your fan work of 3 trebles into your very last one here. And that's right, your next one is going to be chaining 3. Come back down, put your 3 trebles in. The only thing I think where people will screw up is they'll forget to do that chain 1 after or before they do a fan. I think that's something that I would forget. So chain 1 and single crochet into the very last stitch. And that will complete row number 3. So let's turn our work and do row number 4. In row number 4 that we're about to start is that we are starting from a different position than we did in row number 2. 2, we had the full bottom, full bottom, full bottom, and in row number 4 that we're about to do, it's going to be a half, and there will be half on this side, and then we'll fill it in. So to begin, we're going to just chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and immediately just put these 3 only together as a front post treble. So it's a treble, 3 treble together. So instead of the 6, you're only doing a 3 because it's going to be an edge only. So there will only be 4 loops on there if you do it properly. Yarn over, pull through those. And do you remember how many chains it took to jump over? Did you say 5? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You were going to single crochet around this chain 3 space and then move over and do a full bottom one like you had been before. So to get to the middle, we have to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do 6 together using the first 3 and then these 3. So let's begin. Once those 3 absorbed, and get these 3 over here and keep adding them in. You'll have a 7 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 7. Then chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then single crochet to the chain 3 space. And you're going to continue to do that all the way across. So continue to do that, and I'll meet you near the end of showing how to finish this row. So coming all the way across, you're going to end up with a half here. So you're going to chain 5, and you're only going to do then a together here. Let me just take a quick look. You're going to put these 3 together. So once you see your 4 on the hook, you know you're done. Yarn over, pull through all 4, and then you're not quite done. See this one right here where I'm wiggling? You need to do that as a straight on treble down to have this stay in balance. Okay, and let's turn our work and let's look at this, and let's do row number 5 as the final in the repeat. So row number 5 is the final of the repeat. We're about to do this. So when we start, we're going to have a half of like a fan here and here, and there will be fulls in the middle. So when we did row number 3, there was full fans, full, full, and full, and now it's going to be half, and then fulls all in between. Let's begin by just starting, and we're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and right where they've been put together, right here, I need you to put in 3 trebles into the same stitch. So not a together stitch, just individually on their own, so it will fan out. And then what do you got to do after that? That's right, you got to chain 1, and then just see this here, single crochet to hold that and pull that down into position, so then it appears as a full piece. Then you're going to start again, you'll chain 1, and then in the center point here, you're going to start with 3 trebles on their own. So 1, 2, and 3, and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then 3 more trebles into the same one. And then what do you got to do after that? Hopefully you said chain 1. So chain 1, and then right here, you're going to single crochet to hold that down. And you're going to do this all the way across. So chain 1 before you start anything. That's where I think I would mess up the most, is just remembering to do that. And if you kind of forget it and you don't notice, I would just continue along, but that's just my own perspective. But I think that chain 1 is helping it to lay flat when you're using this. So once the first 3 are in, chain 3 to go over the top of the fan, and then back down. So why do they not have us finishing on the 5th round for the final border? Have you figured that out? The diagram kind of squeals that out and why that would be. Chain 1, come down. So the very final one here, okay, is going to be just 4 trebles right into the end. So the reason why they can't end on the 3rd or the 5th row is because the row is not flat. Okay, so get 4 into the end. Okay, so then what I would have to do if I want to finish this off is that I need to finish off on a 2nd row so that I can get a flat surface, just like you have here. So please continue to do the cycle of going through rows number 2 through 5 as many times as you wish until you end up with going through 1 ogo, then a 2nd, and then a 3rd, like I mentioned on how I explained how it's just working. And then just make sure that you leave enough of a strand so that you can do your final edging here. So what I'm going to do off camera is that I'm going to repeat row number 2 on this, and then I'm going to show you the final row to go across. So let's do the final edge to do this. So you need the flat side. So I just finished off on a 2nd row, and you can see how things are kind of working out. So the ending is actually really quite simple. So we're going to start off right where we are, and we're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to do the 3 together treble once again, how we started in the very beginning down here. Okay, and we're just gonna keep going. So put the 3 together trebles, and then yarn over, pull through all 3. And then what you need to do right here, you're going to do a slip stitch. So slip to hold down, and then you're going to chain 4 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and right where you've done the slip, I want you to do another 3 together treble. And you're going to do this all the way across and fill in those spots. Okay, so once you see the 4 loops, you're done. Pull through and then come down, and you want to go right here. Slip stitch, so you're just slipping in, no single crochets, and you see it's finishing it off beautifully. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right where you slipped is another 3 together treble. Some people really dislike the trebles because of the extra wrap involved, but I think it's a first world problem, so people just need to suck it up. So coming into the center, slip, and you're going to do that all the way across. Okay, so please do that all the way across. I'll see you back here in a second. And eventually the party will come to an end as you're coming all the way across on the other side. This is an intermediate level, so at the end of this, what you just have to do is cut your yarn and just weave in your tail. So you get that done, slip stitch into the final, and then you can cut your yarn and just throw it through a tapestry needle, just hiding in the ends back and forth a total of 3 times. If you're not an intermediate level, so all you just got to do is just turn it over when you get to the end, put it through a tapestry needle. And the best way to do this is that when you go back and forth 3 times, don't just go in between the stitch work, actually break apart plies as well, and just really kind of force that in, and stay on the back side of it with the needle. So don't I don't want to see that needle on the other side, or I'm going to reach through the screen and fix your clock. And I'm not talking about your Google clock either. So you want to keep on the back side here so that you never see these at all. And once you're secured, you can just do that. So any loose ends that you'll have, because you'll be jumping in your halos to do that. And what you'll end up with is a beautiful textured piece, just like this. And this is the Crochet Pretty Flowers Crochet Shawl. This is very similar, but not quite, but close to it, of the Fun Day blanket that we did a couple years ago. That's it for now. Have a good one. Bye-bye.